co-parenting, communication with kids.
You know, he ain't doing the handshake if he ain't feel like, you know.
If his day was off or if he woke up the wrong way, he's not gonna do it.
Having codes is very important. So like when we drop him off at school every day, there's a handshake. It goes, rock, family, promise. And we don't say those words. And so that's a way for us to know how he's feeling. And we do this even sometimes when after he's got his butt whooped, I might have a handshake to see how he feels about that discipline, whatever has happened. And if he still does the handshake, like we know he's comfortable.
He's okay.
And there's times where he'll reverse the handshake or like do something else. But if he's playful, then it's like that kind of lets us know, okay, he's had a good day, this and that. And then there's sometimes where it's like he's not going to do the handshakes. Like let's say they have a temperature. Let's say whatever it is, if you're co-parenting, that means the child may be with the other parent and not with you or vice versa. So it's like, what is something that you could do? And it's like us having that handshake, we're able to have conversations throughout the day because it's like, oh yeah, he did the handshake when he left. So I'm like, oh, he must have been feeling, because like, you know, he ain't doing the handshake if he ain't feel like, you know.
If his day was off or if he woke up the wrong way, he's not gonna do it.
All right. The not bashing one another is like it's so important because it allows us to have I would say like this barrier of respect that they can see even though you're in different homes. So because they constantly, it's like, well, I said this to dad, he responded this way, and then he's not even thinking about saying something to his mom because it's like, I'm not going to say anything about his mom, and he repeats everything. So it's like they're going to like, you know,
eventually they'll come out.
Right. So it's like I don't even think about bashing or like saying something about your mom because it's just like I don't want you talking to.
And you shouldn't anyway because you shouldn't want to put your child in a situation to make them feel a certain way about the other parent just because you feel a certain way at that moment. That's never good either. So.
I know one of the things that I've admired about your co-parenting style with Brianna is, although her father and you've had differences, I've never heard you say anything negative, and she can talk pretty funky, but I've never heard you say anything
because once
negative.
You start to put those negative thoughts out there, they're gonna, okay, and they're gonna start thinking another way about that other parent. That's like something you should never take away from the child, how they feel about their parents.
Then walking like the child, like step by step, like just how their day is going to go. So this is just a tip. If you're let's get this straight. These episodes, like yes, they're co-parenting, but if you're married, like these work. So just because you're married, you don't get to say, well, we don't got to do that because we're married. Like no.
You're still parenting.
Yeah, you're still parenting and you're doing it together. So giving your child or anybody, think of us as adults, we don't go to work and just start like working. Even if you know your job, there's always like a task. So like walking him through like, hey, we're about to get dressed for school. We're going to get in the car. When you get in the car, you can use your tablet. And it seems like a lot, but it's like, it's not. It ends up being like a couple of minutes of you just conversating
with them.
Why do you think it's important to like talk them through the steps or kind of like frame it or?
So they're always aware of what's going on. Even though they're kids, they have emotions too, and sometimes it's way more hard for them to suppress their emotions if they're hit with something like head on versus, hey, this is what we're doing, we're going to do this. You're going to dad's house this weekend for these many days instead of just, getting his stuff, dropping him off, here you go. That's kind of like, that eventually like messes with them because like, my mom didn't tell me where I was taking me, my dad didn't tell me where I was taking me, and I just got dropped off, If you eventually communicate step by step with the kids, let them know, hey, this day you're going to your dad's house, hey, in 4 days you're going, in 3 days you're going, they know when they're gonna go instead of, hey, my bags are packed, let me just go, you know? It's better for them emotionally too, because then they'll get to spend the time with the other parent. So it's way better.
I hear you. So children are, no matter how grown children act, they are not adults.
No. That's why they're called children.
I'm Mariyo Deon. I'm a father first and foremost, and an artist.
I'm Nessa. I'm a mommy. I'm CEO of 807 Lash. You can follow me at 807 Lash. Thank you.